Let me start by greeting everyone and thank you for hosting me today. People call me by different names. There's nicknames that they call me by, Coach Luto, Dada, etc., etc. But for me, for now, you can just call me Uluto. Uluto is by profession is a personal trainer, but I don't like using that title. I am just a person that helps people to achieve things that they believe that they can't achieve. I'm a person that helps someone that is focused and driven in also attaining certain things that they do believe that they can attain, but they don't know how to. So I'm just the ordinary person that helps and gets people ahead in anything that they desire to accomplish with regards to the fitness industry. I started training at 12, 13, 14. That's when I actually started to train. And most probably back then, it was just that ordinary training that you just do this and this and that. And then from the ages of 14, 15, that's where I actually assigned to a gym back in King Williamstown. And then from there, that's when I actually can say I kind of knew what I was actually doing, like having a proper routine and training program. Because back then we had guys, elderly guys, that would also show us how to train, and in a way, kind of introducing us to the weightlifting side of things, and also how to safely do it. And luckily or fortunately for me, I was quite a good friend of the personal trainer in that gym. So he was a guy that actually, whenever he used to train in the afternoon, would be the time that I also come out of school. So I would train with him and he would show me the ropes and everything, you see. And after that, then there would be the garage training that we did in Emalokshini. You see, so, and also those times whereby you can even get a wooden stick and put cement on the side, and we also use that to make our own weights, resistant training for that. And we would train in the backyard or in the garage. And also with that as well, there's guys from the community that also would come in with their weights, and then they're much more experienced than us. And they would actually now also train with us and also show us how to train. And we also had bodybuilders in the midst of all of that. So I can fully say at the age of 12, 13, 14, that's where I actually got to grasp properly what is it that comes with weight training and all of that, how to safely do that, and how to separate different muscle groups, the importance of training your whole body as on not just doing arms or chest or just doing legs. So I was quite fortunate that I was surrounded by people that were well knowledgeable when it comes to weightlifting and all of that. Throughout the journey, there's always been people that were ahead that we looked up to. For instance, at primary level, as much as I played cricket at primary level, but I was quite fond of rugby, you see. So back then, they used to give me a haircut, kajona lomo, that you leave your hair here and you just cut, you cut your whole hair bald and then you leave a bit of hair. That was his hairstyle. If you look at my pictures at primary school, my father used to cut me, he used to give me that haircut. So I kind of liked Uchona Lomo growing up as a small boy. And then on the cricket side of things, there's so many guys that we look up to locally also, because they came from the same neighborhood that we're coming from. I'll just name one, Umakaya Ndini. You see, he's coming from the Eastern Cape, where I come from as well. And when we used to go to trials for cricket here and there, or we play certain games in different districts, he would come and motivate us and tell us how he started and how he got selected from his rural areas as Lalini to go and represent a school in town. And then from there, he just kept playing until he reached playing for Proteas and all of that. So he used to actually inspire us like that. And sometimes we would even ask him that, how is it that you can bowl so fast and stuff? Like, how do you get that power and stuff? And jokingly, he would say, you must get a bar of sunlight soap and you just get a bar of sunlight soap and you just take a nice chunk out of it and consume some water, and you'll hit nice, you'll have a good speed and swing on your ball. So some of us, we did take that seriously, but we knew that at the end of the session, we knew that that was just a joke and stuff, because even our coaches back then are like, hey, don't try that at home because he's just kidding with you guys. So yeah, it's one of the people that I can say that amongst many that we looked up to. You see, there's in cricket, in Proteas back then, I can count a lot. And then outside the sports of rugby and cricket, boxing as well, we had a baby Jake that we looked up to as well, coming also from near surroundings from where we come from, and the backgrounds that are similar to us. And then now with life in general, you see, life in general, there's so many people in the community as well, business people and people that are working, they are 9 to 5s, and also in people that we used to see on TV and all of that. So I won't say I had one person that I looked up to, but there's so many people that at a certain stage of my life I actually looked up to. And as I grew older, obviously there's certain ways that there's certain things that I view in life than I did a couple of years. And then I'll also look into that person that talks to me at that particular time. You see, because even now, you may find, if you can ask me that in bodybuilding or weightlifting or fitness, who is it that I look up to? I can tell you a couple of guys, but also with them as well. It's not a measure, but it's just a matter of how they got there and how are they remaining and sticking to it. And also I'll try to take whatever that I can take from them and implement it in my life as well. But not that they are the measure of success. It's just a matter of they have made it or they are there, and I aspire to be there where they are. And I'll just try to draw from bits and bits of how they carry themselves and also align it with my personality, because each and everyone has got their own personality, and you won't be like me, but you can aspire to be like me, but you can be yourself and achieve certain things that I achieved using some of my methods, you see. But at the end of the day, you will be you. A lot of things that I do today and how I carry myself today comes from home, because that whole teaching of discipline and as much as they were not teaching me that, Luto, you are now being taught discipline, but the way that I had to be accountable for certain things at home has actually taught me discipline. The way that I had to be responsible for certain things at home has taught me responsibility, you see, has taught me accountability. So most of the whole grooming I got from home. Then now going outside to the world, then I actually would see your Jonah Lomos, your Makayas, and I studied mechanical engineering and I qualified as a mechanical engineer. But throughout um, childhood, and as I've just mentioned, I've always been a very sporty person, you see. So when you go to school, there's something that you think that if this is what I study, this is what I'll be. So when choosing subjects at school and what I would like to be, and also it has been influenced by my background at home, you see, because my father is an engineer, my uncles, and they are respectively engineers, electrical, mechanical, you see. So I grew up in an environment of engineers at home, you see. So I also, without actually knowing, I got the liking of engineering, you see, through them. And I furthered my studies towards that. But throughout my studies, I've always been in the fitness industry, if I can put it like that. You see, so remember I said to you that I would take lead of training sessions, and so that would be after school. So we can say at that time I was going to school to be an engineer. But on the other side, after school, I was doing the fitness training. But that was not in my thought at that time that I would be a fitness trainer or any person in the fitness industry altogether, you see. So I continued doing that throughout till I matriculated and coming to higher education. So when I came to Durban, playing rugby and also furthering my studies in mechanical engineering, first thing that I did when I got to Durban is to join the gym. So I joined the gym, and then I went to go register for school. And when before school started and all of that, so I was already training. And even when I got this site, there were quite senior guys that we used to train with, and quite professional guys, professional in terms of bodybuilding, and some personal trainers as well that we used to train with, or I used to train with, you see. So I kind of did that in between. And so now my life in Durban was school, gym, and rugby, because we trained rugby late in the evening, you see. So, but it's always been like that. I did not choose the fitness industry. The fitness industry chose me, you see. So, what do I mean by that? After I qualified as an engineer, there's that process whereby you have to look for work and stuff. So I did that, applied, put CVs out there and all of that, but you find that nothing comes. You keep doing it 2 months, 3 months, you still find frustration that nothing comes. And now for a male or for a man to get into that point of frustration that you don't, after you've qualified and after you've achieved this, was meant to be the promise that when you achieve this paper, you will become something from that paper. And now when that does not happen, you get into frustration. So I did get into that frustration, but I quickly came out of it. Came out of it only in the sense that I stayed busy and active doing the right things. I didn't get frustrated and I go to alcohol, and I got frustrated, but I kept myself busy playing rugby, coming to gym, playing rugby, coming to gym. And then after that, I started coaching rugby. So now in me coaching rugby, I'm coaching rugby and I'm also training people, you see, in those times. Isn't it? Now I've just qualified. So there's no school now, right? So now it's rugby, coaching, and training people. And I only trained a group of friends and people that I was familiar with from university, from the same complex that we stayed with, you see. So I can say that at that time we trained in a group training and I was the leader of that group, or in terms of what's trained today and this, that, and who has what goals and whatever. And also how to actually manage a group of people that no one waits for long but everyone stays busy and active, you see. I was the one in charge of that. So that I kept doing. And it got to a point whereby now I got employment. But when employment came, my mind was no longer there. The ship has sailed a long time ago because I had accepted that this is not happening. So the time when it came into fruition that, okay, now we are presenting your reward for that paper, that was 3 years later or 2 years later. But I was no longer in that mindset. Now I was invested in coaching rugby, and I enjoyed giving back to the kids, transferring the skill and actually nurturing them, teaching them the fundamentals and basics of rugby. I enjoyed that fully. And then also with that, I enjoyed transferring myself to the group of guys that I trained, you see. And at that time, I did not charge anything. You see, we trained together. I'd even stay behind and I help you with whatever that you need help with, because I enjoyed doing that, you see. So it got to the point whereby one parent, I won't mention his name, but he actually said, Luto, I've actually looked at you in a couple of years and you've actually trained a couple of guys and we've seen a lot of results with the guys that you train. Do you charge them? And then I was like, charge them? No, I don't charge them. It's like, hey, you're quite good at it. I think you should actually start to look at it as a business and stuff. So to me, I didn't really think of it like that, but he actually sparked that thought that, oh, there's actually a career in the fitness industry where you can render a service and then you get something out of it. So that's where he actually planted the seed. So he kept, because I coached his son and he liked how I coached, and he also knew me from the gym because we trained in the same gym. So he's always seen me training people, and now he also knows me as a coach that coaches his son. And then he comes to me and then he actually puts that light bulb in that, you know what, I think you should go this direction. So I looked into that and I kind of found a way that, okay, now that let me continue as a coach, continue training my group of people and friends, and the people that always wanted me to train, because there's people that always ask me that, can you please train us, whatever. And because I knew that there were trainers there, I would actually prefer that, no, so-and-so can train you. You see, I only train this group of friends, and that was just myself, you see. So when those people now came, other people, I actually was like, okay, I'll train you, you see. I remember, I don't know what fees and what and all of that. So the person would actually pay because they valued the service that I gave, and it was just a measure of whatever that they give, I'll take it as an appreciation from them, you see. And remember, for me, I was not actually even registering it that I'm doing a job that I should be paid for. So whenever someone gives me something, whether it was little or whether it was much, it didn't matter to me. You see, I just appreciated that they actually do acknowledge that I gave my time, and they actually are appreciative of the service that I gave them. You see. So, and then after then, when I started to do that, I started now to educate myself in terms of more now into the industry and the career of fitness industry. So I started to educate myself, and then I enrolled and I qualified, and then I just continued doing it now as a business, and obviously now growing now into the person that I am and the trainer that I am. So I did not choose this path. It chose me, and it chose me a long time ago, even in the times where I was not aware that this is where I'm going to.
For me, being with Luto for, I can't remember the years, but what I can say, he has reversed my age wisely, and for him, you don't do only training. I think he also train you mentally. So whatever you are facing, life-wise, he's there for you to train you. So I would recommend him as a personal trainer, as also as someone that you can sit down with and then have a conversation with us to talk about many things except gym. But he's a very good personal trainer.
Welcome home. Missing you made me stronger. Then I'd be Superman. If I fly around the world, it wouldn't take me longer than it would to be your man. I fight 1,000 guys, live to die 1,000 lives. Oh, I find another way to make me smarter, just so I could understand. Just so I could understand.
Majorly, what keeps my head up is I live what I'm doing. Like this is my life, and I wouldn't have chosen any other thing than this. So if I can't do this the best that I can, what else that I can do? So that's what drives me more than anything, is that if on a single day I can't keep my standards, then it means that I'm not being true to myself, because this is my life and this is what I do. Not because I'm forced to do it. I could go and apply for work again and try to find myself in the engineering space. I chose to do what I do. And it chose me before I actually put the stamp and say, this is what I'm doing. So that's what motivates me more than any other thing, more than any other small things that I've just mentioned. But more than anything, this is my life. And if I do unjust to things that I'm meant to do, it means that I'm being unjust to myself. And the only person that can hold me accountable is myself. There's no one else that can say, Luto, you fell short of what you're supposed to do, because you don't know what I'm meant to do on a day. You might have an idea of what I'm meant to do on a specific day, but I know totally what I need to do from 1 to 10. You might know from 1 to 6 that Luto has to do A, B, C, D in a day. I know the other 4 that you don't know. So I make sure that I give myself a 10 out of 10 every day.
Yeah, so I've worked with Lutu probably for the last 3-4 years. Lutu is just a great coach all round. In every aspect, I think he has good motivation. He's firm, but not too hectic with the guys. He actually works with my whole family. He works with Ruth, my two sons. So he actually works with our whole family. But yeah, I think he's a coach, but he's just become a friend, but a friend that's not over familiar. He knows how to hold his space well with us, and yeah, I think he works your whole body, which I enjoy. And he's not trying to make you into a big muscle man. He just looks after you holistically, looks after your health, encourages you, lifestyle, eating, just everything. So yeah, all round, just couldn't ask for a better coach.
A lot of people would normally criticize me and say, Luto, you don't get enough sleep, how many hours you sleep and all of that. All those things that people count, for me, I don't really count. You see, because those small things don't really matter. It might matter to someone else, and science-wise, it does matter and it does count. In terms of the education side of things, tells you that you need to sleep so many hours, and that we all know. But for me personally, that's why I'm saying it's not for everyone. Those things that count to other people, I don't really count them, you see. So as long as I am able to function throughout the day and I do what I need to do throughout the day without failure, I've done that for more than 10 years now. You see, I've done that for more than 10 years, and I've never felt a crash whereby you find that I'm overly exhausted or this or that, or get sick because of lack of sleep, or get sick because I'm not doing what's expected that an individual should start or end the day or consume or what. So my routine is not for everyone. You see, so with that said, so I wake up at early in the morning at 3:30, and I do what I need to do to get my boat going. And before I leave, I would stretch, fully stretch, to make sure that mentally and physically I'm quite ready for the day, and I'm quite ready for the exercise that I'm about to undergo or take my body to. And after stretching, then I'll have something to eat. You see, it could be your oatmeal or fruit or anything, but I'll have something to eat before I go, because that would be a meal that will help me with my training, and that will be a meal that has to sustain me right up until 11 or 12, you see. So that meal for me, it is very important that I have that meal before I leave home, you see. So other people, they say they can't eat at a certain time, like I can't eat at 4 a.m. or I can't eat at 6 o'clock or at 7 o'clock. But for me, whether I can or can't, that meal has to happen, because in order for me to survive the day, I need to have fueled my body with that meal in the morning. And then after I've had that, I'll leave the house at 4 a.m. now going to the gym. So I get to the gym, and I'll do what I need to do on that particular day. And that's just how I carry myself, day in, day out, day in, day out, for 360 or 300, and I'll say 350 days a year. That's what I do without failure. Come sun, come rain, come holiday or what. Like I said, all of those things that people count, for me, I don't count. I don't have a holiday. I don't have a day where it's too cold. I don't have a day where the weather is like this or like that. I don't have those things, you see, because I take training as breathing. What do I mean by that? You breathe by the time you wake up, or even at night, you breathe. It's something that happens without you actually asking for it, or actually thinking that you should do, like breathing. You breathing even now, you haven't told your body that you need to breathe. So how I take gym as breathing is that it has to be my daily routine for me to function. You see, I don't have a day where I wake up and feel like, let me close my nose and I don't want to breathe. If I do have such a day, then I would have a day whereby I don't feel like going to gym.
Ukujima nawe tata kuyaphushana, kuya-encourage-ana, and utata uhlezi njalo encourage consistency ukuthi if uza njalo ejimini and you doing izinto zakho ngendlela uyakwazi ukuthi uphumelele. And uyilowo muntu onjalo ukuthi if nawe ungezanga ejimini you feel ukuthi hey utata uzothini uma ngezanga, because usuhlukanela lo workout with him ukuthi ufuna ukujima notata namhlanje, because noma yiphi workout yakhe yosuku akalenzi futhi uyaneliseka as a client, uneliseka ukuthi ngijimile. Even noma kuyi-day off yakho, uyabani ngoba siba nama-day off, awujimi phela 7 days a week, khona ilanga lokuphumula ukuthi off day yami le, uzofeel ukuthi ngathi mina nje khona la sengilimala khona, ngangcono ukuthi ngiyambiza utata-ke sizostresha-ke la.
And again, some people will criticize you and say that, no, you don't rest, you're supposed to rest, you must have a rest day, you must have that. Like I said, in all honesty, that works for a lot of people. And they correct by saying you should have rest days. But for me, I only rest when I get at home at 8 o'clock at night, and I sit down, do a bit of work, read when I need to read, and I go to bed. That is my resting period. I train myself from 4:30 right up until to 6 o'clock, and then I start training clients throughout the day, and I'll have a break. Some days I'll have a break at 11, some days I'll have a break at 12, and then I'll have my second meal. But after I've finished training, I'll have a recovery drink for after. That's high in protein, so I'll consume that, and then that also now helps my muscles to recover from the exercise that I've just finished doing, and also would give me the energy to continue now with my training sessions for the clients. And then I would have now a proper meal, like spoon meal, around the second break that I have, and I'll have my third meal later on in the evening when I knock off. That would be at 8 o'clock. Whether I have to come home and cook it, or it was prepared a couple of days earlier, then I would have that meal on that day. And then in events that I don't have any meal, I don't make bad choices when it comes to buying, right? Because when I buy something, I would buy something that I would actually prepare for myself. I would never go into a shop or a store and buy food that I wouldn't prepare for myself. You see, so even with food, food is a topic on its own. You see, but what I can say with that, I don't eat everything and anything. I don't drink everything and anything. Not because they make me sick or anything, it's just that I choose not to. And with choosing not to drink or eat what everyone else would enjoy, not because I think I'm better or because I have this mind that says that I want to stay lean and I refrain from overindulging just for self-discipline. So if I can discipline myself with food, right, I can discipline myself with the whole other things. But if I don't have discipline with food, then I won't have discipline with a lot of other things that I should have discipline in. There's so many things that us youngsters that we do, nightlife, this, that. I don't see the need to do them. You see, not that there's anything wrong with people that go out at night and loosen up and actually enjoy their youth or whatever. It's good for them, but for me, I don't have a nightlife. And that's where I find the time to rest. So by the time where others are enjoying the nightlife or going out and doing all of those things, that's where I rest and recover, so that at 3:30 I am up and I'll be doing the very same thing that I did the previous day. What I can simply say is that for me, I take that each day is an opportunity given to us that we can better our yesterday. So each and every time that I wake up in the morning, I take that day that it's a day whereby I need to improve on my shortfalls of the previous day. So that's what gets me going in the morning. And also what makes me to, without failure, to fulfill things that I have promised is that whenever I do something, I know that I'm not solely doing it for me. Whether there's people that are looking up to me that Luto will be there and he will be doing A, B, C, D at a certain standard. At the back of my head, I know that there is a somebody that when I walk into the gym and I do, whether I train someone or I'm training myself, but I do know that there's someone on that particular day that draws something from me doing something. So when I get up in the morning, that's another thing that drives me, that I need to get up and I need to go do whatever that I need to do, because I do know that there is someone that I need to account for. It takes a lot. It takes a lot in the sense that there's a whole lot of transformation that needs to happen from that individual to actually achieve some level of high success. What do I mean by that? In the sporting field or weightlifting or even in the workspace, there's certain things that you can't achieve by you just being you. There's certain things that you can't achieve with the mindset that you have. There's certain things that you can't achieve with the habits that you have acquired along the way. There's certain things that you can't achieve with the circle of friends that you keep. There's certain things that you can't achieve with certain values that you keep. So in order for you to achieve that level of success, you need to break away from most of those things that actually pull you from climbing the ladder right up to till the top where you'd actually want to get. So sometimes in the field that I'm doing, let's say for someone that wants to lose weight and have a lean body and so most of those people, they do want to achieve that desired body. And they will give the work and the task that you put them to inside the gym, but they don't, or they are not willing to let go of their lifestyle that actually hinders them from achieving what they like to achieve. Lifestyle could be prioritizing drinking, prioritizing too much your fast foods and your sweet and all of that. So you find that the will to do and achieve is there, but at the same time you have these things that you can't let go of. So mostly, and 110% times, is that you won't achieve your desired body goals while you're still keeping those things. This that you want can't exist with this that you're keeping. One has to fall. So if you choose this, which is your bad habits, your dreams have to fall. But if you choose that you acquire the body of your dreams, then a couple of those things have to fall. I'm not totally saying that all of them, but maybe you just need to lose half of those habits to actually see yourself progress from the certain point that you feel like you can't break through. And also with athletes that play sports and want to achieve pro status and all of that, you find that they are not as focused and as obsessed as they should be with the craft that they are doing. They are busy with a lot of things. Yes, they've got the talent. They're good at cricket, they're good at rugby, they're good at soccer. That's their talent. But what happens beyond talent? Now we have to ask, is the work rate supporting your talent, or you are just driven by talent? And where you are not working, the time where you should actually be dialed in and work extra to actually make sure that you keep polishing your talent, you'd be focused on friends that are not even sport active, friends that are always waiting for you on the outside of the soccer field to pick you up so that you guys can go to a certain club or you go to somewhere. But they're actually pulling you away from this life that you say you want to achieve at a certain level, you see. So if you don't know the friends that you need to keep, you see, or if your friends are not in line with your dreams and your goals, then you need to let those friends go. So sometimes you do need to actually remove all the external factors when you are actually focusing on achieving a certain pro status. You see, the moment you can remove those things most of the time, that's when you truly find your true potential, and that's where you truly find your weaknesses as well. There's a lot that's going on currently in the world. A lot in the sense that there's people that claim to be personal trainers that are actually not personal trainers. And there's people that are personal trainers, but they still yet to discover themselves as a personal trainer. Discover themselves as in, what type of trainer are they? And if I may break down, for someone that one day would say they're looking for a personal trainer, is that you also need to look at yourself first. what kind of a person you are as an individual, right? And then when you're finding a trainer, you need to find someone that resembles your characters. So you can't be a very silent person, like a not so out loud person, and then you get a personal trainer that is very loud, you see, because whenever you are in their space, you guys don't connect and don't gel, you see. So whenever you're looking for a personal trainer, you need to look at someone that resembles your characters, because the more time you spend with that person can positively influence you or can negatively influence you. And now you find yourself doing things that you wouldn't do, but because you spend a lot of time with me and I do a lot of, I do or I act, or you see a lot of negative things that I do, and then you tend to adopt those things without you knowing. Because when I move at a certain pace, and you also trying to move at the pace that I'm moving on. So eventually, even if I'm not in your space, you carry on with that pace, and you'll ask yourself later that, why am I walking so fast? You see, it's because that we were once walking together. So that's why it's very important for someone to actually look at which trainer you bring into your space. And why I went that direction. So you get an instructor, right? Someone that will show you around. And you'll get a personal trainer, someone that will be with you, and someone that will help you in all other aspects, physically being there, right? And then you also, now these days, you get those that will do the online training, right? That will train you remotely. You see, whether from a program, and you have to give feedback and then there's this other group now that I don't know if there is a classification for them, but I do classify them. Then there are fitness influencers. Those people I don't really put them in the umbrella of a fitness trainer. Those people are more of content creators. So when they train you, they will train you for content. They will do what's appealing to the eyes of whoever that will be watching that content. So today you'll be doing this, the next day you'll be doing that other day you'll be doing that, but there's nothing that you do that you are doing consistently and through a period of time where you can progressively see yourself grow. You see, that's what you'll get from a fitness influencer, someone that will train you but for content, right? And then how do now I myself filter myself from these whole other things that are happening in the fitness space altogether, is that one, I'm not one that chases trends or tries to fit in a certain way. You see, because like I say, I started training at a very young age, and I started training people like a long time ago, where cell phones and videos and all of that were not a priority at those times, you see. So with all of that, there's certain things that I've embedded into myself, and the style of training and the method that I use to train my clients with. So I don't find myself wandering around trying to look into the next trainer, what they are doing. Let me try and copy and copy and cut and paste and do that. Because with all of that, you will lose yourself in that, and now you end up not giving proper service.